What is going on? Welcome back to my channel. Once again, I am Cole, and thank you all for stopping by. This is the video where I go through and I just talk about my most anticipated comics for each week. This is going to be for the week of April 12th, 2023. And as always, I just would like to say, hey, sorry. Normally, I try and do this on every Friday by 5 p.m. But I was on vacation, so I was a little bit late. As Chaos and Comics is saying, you're late. We got Kelly and Jordan Squad. Hey, what's going on? We got Izzy over there at the Izzyverse in New York City. So thank you for stopping by. Once again, I was on spring break. I just got back last night, and while I might have been able to have it ready to go last night and do this live then, we got back just a little bit too late, and I was a little too tired and whatever. So I would like to start doing this, even though people have been starting to give me crap for this. But I like to start every episode saying that I use League of Comic Geeks. Now, I know some people say there is previews, there are other places that you can go to find this information. But this is probably the easiest place for me to get it, as it has all comics. Sometimes it's not always correct. Some other sites that are good to use for that are both previews and Lunar, but that's how I get my information. So that's why I like to do it. We also got Cup of Comics. Hey, what is going on? Once again, just going live. I normally don't do this, but yeah, Sparks can give me crap. You guys can all give me crap. I know that you can go to both Lunar and you can go to previews and find this information. But the hard thing with those is that some of these others, sometimes they don't even have certain publishers. I know I've looked for certain things like Red 5, for example, and I couldn't find it on either of them. So Cole's busy being on vacation. I can't believe he didn't invite us. I actually did invite you to come visit me, but you were too I guess, busy to drive like 7 to 8 hours to come hang out with me for like loosely part of a day. So that might be your fault, comics, by the way. But let's get into these comics. I normally have a guest on the show when I do it. However, this week I don't have one because I have been lazy. But let's get with that first book. And for the first book, I'm going to talk about All the Devils Are Here. This is from writer Jared Lujan, artist Matt Harding. This is released from Scout Comics. I have already read this book, as this book did come out on Kickstarter. So I really enjoyed this book. It was a fun book. I know that there are certain things from this book that both Jared and I think even the writer Matt took from personal experiences that they put into this book. It was originally in Kickstarter, and while I don't always love when Kickstarter books become published out, because sometimes you get bummed out that you paid more money or whatever and you didn't even read it earlier or not. This is a book that is going to be that it's been out for a year. I read it over the summer, so it's been a little bit it's been out already. And we've got C Bizzle. Hey, what's up? Going, how are you doing? Happy afternoon. We got Fanboy. Also, put in the comments #fanboy cheated. It won't win you anything, but it'll just make me happy as a person. Yeah, if you want, I can quick send you a link. You can drop in here. And if you're in here by the time that I am in between ongoings and number one, I will let you come on. You can give your pitch for what your most anticipated comic is, Chaos. So I will send the link to you. If you don't show up, everyone will know that you are scared to come on and talk to me. I can also kick you out whenever. We also got Durs. How is it going, Durs? Um, yeah, well, hey, sorry about work, but hopefully those peaches taste all right. And yeah, let's get to the next book. So the next book up, this is a book that could be awful. It is Guardians of the Galaxy #1. I know that Bruce over at Bruce and Stephanie Comics sent me this cover, and I think he said he liked it. And he was like, I have no idea who this creative team is. We got Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. We got artist Kev Walker. I'm not sure who any of them are, but I think it's one of those things where I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't hate Donny Cates' run. I know some people probably did. Some people didn't. But it is what it is. The Guardians of the Galaxy are a fun team. I think this book is probably coming out because there is news of a new movie. And by news, there is going to be a new movie. So if you are familiar with any of the creative team on here, let me know. And yeah, I will go. And maybe that'll change my opinion. I added this to my Gmart order, so I'll get this probably late. So if you ask me, hey, how was that? I probably won't know the answer until a little bit after the fact. But hey, it is a book that I added, and I figure I'll check out. Next up, we got Soco, issue number 1. This is, I'm just going to read the blurb for this one. A routine traffic stop for two Siberian beat cops quickly descends into corruption and betrayal as a dark trail of evidence leads to the discovery of unimaginable depravity. And this is one thing. So if you watch my videos, I read these blurbs and I don't do them live. And I do a lot of editing because I'm bad at reading words. So sorry. But Mark Wade said that this is an energetic and kinetic as hell. It gripped me from page 1 and won't let go. I know a lot of people love Mark Wade. I've been really into Sumerian comics. This is also from writer Steve Ekstrom and writer Vaja Mijovic, and that's definitely mispronounced. An artist, Antonio Fozo. So the reason that I put that in here, I've just been really into Sumerian lately. They've been doing some good things. I know one of my personal favorite books from this year so far has been How I Became a Shoplifter. I don't know why I freaked out about that and kind of lost my pace, but it's probably because I've got a guest here who's going to talk about their favorite, most anticipated comic, and it's at the perfect spot because we're in between issues 1 and the ongoings. So I'm going to bring them in. We've got Chris over at Chaos and Comics. I did the worst of all of the views, so sorry about that. So Chris, what is going to be your most anticipated comic for New Comic Book Day, April 12th, 2023?
You thought I wasn't going to show up. You're flustered.
No, I was just, you were weird. You were like setting it up. I saw just your chest for a second and I was like, what's going on? It took me a second to catch it. I was also like, Mark Wade wrote about this book. That's cool.
So I'm using League. I quickly looked at League of Comic Geeks. So I don't know if these, we found out that most of them are lies and all the information you give here is questionable. But I'm using it too.
Right.
I'm using it too. I have a coin flip between, I think you might have one of them on there, which is Clear number 2. Is that on your list?
Clear number 2 was not. It was almost there, but I technically didn't read issue 1. I was going to read issue 1 and issue 2 after this. So, hey, maybe.
Oh, you didn't read them when they were out?
I read issue 1 and then I don't know what happened because I didn't have Comixology Unlimited. So I read issue 1 and I liked it. And it was like I had said, my pitch for all the 3 books was like, I think this one has the highest ceiling, but I didn't love the first issue. It just had the best concept of all of them, right? It's the most original of all of the, and when I say the books, I'm talking about all of Scott Snyder's Comixology books because he came out with 3 of them like all at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna go with that. And hold on, I gotta kiss my wife goodbye. Bye.
Love you.
Cole says that he loves you. I'm gonna go with Ewoks number 1.
Ewoks number 1. So that is a book that I really quickly looked at, and I was like, you know what? This would probably make my list if it weren't for the fact that I'm doing this so quickly. I probably would have talked about this book just for the sake of it being Ewoks, right? But this was such a quick, like, I literally made this stream at 1:37 my time. And I had it set to go live at 1:45 my time, and I picked out what I was talking about in that short period of time. So that's me releasing the curtains and letting you know how good this is.
We all thought this was a premiere until you started answering the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Freaked us all out.
Well, hey, it went live. I think it technically says live, but this is a huge creative team. And by huge creative team, it is a lot of variant covers.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the writer, Alyssa Wong, artist, Paulina. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but you probably would because it's got a lot of G's in it. It's just got one.
Is it Polish?
Jovic.
Okay.
And Casper Wingard.
Well, Casper Wingard is the guy that is on did Homesick Pilots.
Oh, then that might be some cool stuff. We've got awesome. And I guess I could just be showing this stuff off because we're live and I can do that kind of stuff. But why would I do that when, we've got this awesome Peach from Moco cover.
That is nice.
We've got this one. Dude, Ewoks, like, people think they're cute, but this shows how creepy Ewoks really are.
Yeah, they can be, right? I mean, Ewoks are the original Jar Jar. Like everyone was like, "Why would you put something like that in there? We hate them." And then they grew on us, especially yours and my generation.
Yeah, like, dude, I loved Ewoks. I remember I got the Ewok like my dad was a principal. So for the Christmas party, they'd always make like a huge dinner and invite all of like the teachers over. Um, and there'd be drinks and stuff. So it's usually just like, you just go in our bedroom and we'll rent you like 3 movies. And I remember watching like the Ewoks animated movie.
The animated movie, yeah, I think they should find a way to make those movies canon. I can't
They were
remember what.
so fun. They just like threw sticks and rocks at stuff, like at robots.
Yeah, I don't know what happens in them that maybe they couldn't be canon, but someone should just come in and just cleverly write them into canon.
I mean, I loved Jar Jar as a kid too, because it was just like, that's
Jar
kind of
Jar has
funny.
grown on everyone younger than me.
Yeah.
He doesn't
So
get booed anymore when like Star Wars things happen. The guy that played him. So
yeah, so I think this will probably at least be fun. I think that there was a Christmas episode of that Ewoks thing too, so that might not be canon because there probably isn't Christmas in Star Wars.
well, there's the Are you talking about the holiday special that was with everybody?
Oh, is everyone in that?
Yeah, that one can't be. That one couldn't be
But I think
canon.
that they had their own thing.
Oh, the Ewoks had their own one.
Yeah, I
I'll have to
think.
look into this. We'll have to look into see where these Ewoks movies probably aren't streaming, but yeah, I was also going to go easy and choose one of the X-Men books, but I just wanted to give relief to your listeners and your watchers.
Well, that you'll show up, or that there's better things out there than whatever I'm talking about.
No, no, a relief from me talking about X-Men.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one wants to hear about X-Men except for people that are reading X-Men, and they already know X-Men's coming out. So they don't need to know about that.
Well, anyway, Ewoks is coming out. I don't know what this is. I actually don't know. I actually forgot this was coming out until like quick till you. I figured I couldn't not get on the stream again because then you just call me my BS every time. So I quickly looked. I go, oh, Ewoks is coming out. And I don't know if this is. It's definitely in continuity, but I don't know if it looks like it might be one of those like multiple story kind of books. I would prefer it to be, somehow work into the continuity that's happening right now. But
And we'll see. Yeah. I don't, is this even an ongoing? Let's check if we scroll down here. Well, a lot of people are commenting about this. I don't see. So apparently it's going to be in a trade paperback. So it must be a singular one shot.
interesting. Well, okay. Well, there it is. Ewoks. I'll read it because I read all the Star Wars BS. So
All right. Well, hey, thank you for coming on and being the first ever guest live on this episode of episode 54. So, Chris, thanks for coming on. Maybe later on his stuff will be in the description, but there's a good chance that I'm lazy and I won't put it there. But Chris, are you doing anything in the next like 3 months that you want to promote? Because eventually you'll put your 1 through 10 from 2022 out.
yeah, I should do that pretty soon because a lot of those books are getting due from the library. So
All right. Well,
that'll happen
congratulations.
soon.
All right.
Okay.
Have a great one, dude.
Thank you.
See
Bye.
ya. All right. So now that we talked about Chris's book, let's get back to these books that I had picked for my ongoings. As I said, that's a sneak peek of one that might be talked about later. We got The Ambassadors, issue number 2. This is a weird one because I'm pretty sure issue 1 came out a week ago. So the interesting thing about this, I talked about this. I didn't see Paul Dini in the stuff for Ewoks, but I can quick bring it up again. Um, I don't see his name anywhere on this, so no, I would guess not. But The Ambassadors, this was a great book. The first issue was really cool. It's about this person ends up creating superheroes and the ability to make superheroes. But she says that every continent gets one and they have to vote on it on who they think will be the best thing, the best superhero. The idea here too is that every issue has a new artist. So I'm guessing this might come out every 2 weeks. This week, the artist is Carl Kerschel, I think is how you say that. I am not sure of their works before, but this is Mark Miller. Frank Quietly did the first issue. I really, really enjoyed that. His art is solid. But yeah, I think that this is a fun book. It is, one issue in. So far, it's been so pretty good. I've been kind of off Mark Miller lately, but with things like What is that book? Nemesis. I've loved Nemesis, which that has an issue coming out, and I'm not talking about it because I feel like I've talked about every issue since it came out. And yeah, there's just some Nightclub has been another good one that he's doing. Hey, what's going on, Vogs? I also missed aggressively relaxing. Sorry, that was a tongue twister for me. I've been yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Jar Jar was one of those kids. I was like, of the age that I thought he was, cool. Hey, what is going on, Chop and Drop? But I would say that The Ambassadors is a good book. If you're looking for something new and interesting, it definitely has a superhero vibe, and the idea is that they're giving these superpowers to people who deserve them, which, is slightly different than what you see there. The next book up we got is Red Zone #2. This is from Cullen Bunn. We got art from Mike Diodato Jr. We got Lee Luffridge on I think the letters maybe on this. But yeah, Red Zone issue 1 was great. I really enjoyed it. I really loved it. It was something different for Cullen Bunn, right? Cullen Bunn is kind of known of being this horror person, and this is kind of more of there's a guy who is a Russian professor, and he gets brought to Russia because they need to exfiltrate somebody out of Russia. Things kind of the first issue, I wanted to say episode, but I said ishisode, was great. I loved it. I was very compelled. It kind of took this crazy spin at the end that I just didn't really see coming. And AWA, I know some people maybe have criticized them. I know, Chaos and Comics has said that he thinks that a lot of these are kind of written just as movie scripts, and maybe they have, but this has been a fun little take on kind of something different. And yet, it's nice seeing Cullen Bunn do something that isn't horror. I'm sure that he has. I haven't been following Cullen Bunn throughout his career, but I'm guessing that's something that he's probably done. I know that he's done some like God, I wish people didn't hate the way that I say horror, but that is just how it deals with. But yeah, Red Zone issue #1 was great. I'm excited to read issue #2, and yeah, I highly recommend checking this out if you can. It's just so yeah, if you put hashtag Ishisode in the chat, it'll do nothing but make me happy and probably make Matt happy too because I said something weird and people keep talking about it. So let's get to the final book. This final book is kind of one for me that I'm going to say is kind of the second issue. I had to sneeze. Don't you hate it when you have to sneeze and you purposely make it so you're going to sneeze? I muted the mic, wasn't going to sneeze for you guys. And then, boom, didn't even happen. But we got Phantom Road issue #2. This from writer Jeff Lemire, artist Gabriel Hernandez Walta, colorist Jody Belair. And so this is a book that I was really stoked for. But this is also kind of a book that maybe kind of a bummer for me. I love Jeff Lemire. He's, I've said it millions of times between like him, Matt King, Tom King. Those are some of my top favorite writers, right? Lately, it's just I feel like a lot of his books, and this is, I think, a lot of people say this about Tom King and Jeff Lemire is kind of the same way. A lot of his books just read so quickly that you almost get sad reading it like week to week to week. Um, and yeah, that's the thing. This issue was fine. It wasn't amazing, immaculate, and that's bad, maybe, right? But if you don't get the ishisode, I meant to say issue, but then I said episode, and then in the middle of it, I kind of converted them into ishisode. But Phantom Road issue #2 is coming out this week. I'm excited to check it out, but this could be one of those books for me that, depending on how issue 2 goes, I might just read issue 2. I might put it down, and I might just wait for this trade because I feel like this is going to be one of those books that kind of reads quick. It'll probably develop better in a trade, and maybe just for me, that's kind of where it's gonna go. But yeah, I would love to hear. I'm touching too many things right now, and I don't know where I'm going, but I'd love to hear what you are all looking forward to. Once again, this was probably a little bit weirder. It's definitely not edited, so sorry about that, but I was on vacation and I wanted to get this video out. Once again, thank you to Chris over at Chaos and Comics for showing up and giving an amazing recommendation. Also, just let me know, what are you looking forward to? Is there a cover out there? Is there a trade paperback even? I just love hearing what people are looking forward to each week for new comic book day. So let me know. I've been, as always, I have been Cole. A wise man once said, right on. And Peace. Also, yeah, if you want to come on the show, let me know. I love having people on here. Usually, what I have you do is just record a video and then I can edit it, or you can edit it as you want to, and I'll throw you in for that week. I do not have anyone coming up. So, if you would love to join me, please let me know in the comments below or hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, or even email. All of those things should be down below in my link tree. But once again, peace.